Hey, it's Alex Saenger with Keller Williams Capital Properties. Today, we're going to be talking about our buyer script. This is an example of what I go through when I talk with a buyer for the first time. So it might be somebody that gets referred to me by a friend, a neighbor, or somebody in my database, or maybe from another agent from across the country. Let's have a listen and hear our buyer script.
Hello?
Hey, is this Zach?
Hey, yeah, it is.
Hey Zach, this is Alex Saenger with Keller Williams Capital Properties here in the DC metro area. I understand that you may be looking for a home to purchase.
Yeah, I am, in the DC area.
Awesome. Now let me ask you, first off, before we even get started, have you already signed on with an agent? Are you working with an agent already?
I haven't, no.
Okay, great. Now, when you're buying the property that you're interested in, are you planning on getting a loan or are you planning on paying cash?
Getting a loan.
Okay, great. Now, have you already talked with a lender to get pre-approved?
No.
Okay, great. So the first step before we go into the process of buying a home, the first step is really to talk to a lender, find out how much home you can afford. The reason that's important is because let's say you qualified for $500,000, right? We don't want to start searching for homes at $600,000 when all you can afford is $500,000 because that'll be very frustrating. You'll see all kinds of homes that you want to see, but maybe you can't afford them. And the opposite's true too. We don't want to look for $400,000 homes when we can actually buy a $500,000 home, and it's a very comfortable price point for you because ultimately there's a big difference between a $400,000 and a $500,000 home.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Great. So what I'm going to do now, do you have a lender that you trust that you would refer to?
I do, but do you have recommendations?
I do, in fact. So when we get off the phone, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a text message, and it's going to have a list of lenders that you can give a call to. Now, typically what I have my clients do is I have them start at the top of the list and go down from there because, well, quite honestly, the guy at the top of the list gives the best rates, and that's the one that most of my clients use. So start there and then follow through. Really, all we need is one pre-approval to get the process started. We don't need to call all the lenders right away. You're welcome to call anybody who you'd like. You're free to use whomever you'd like. But ultimately, checking rates and things like that is probably something we want to do after we find a property and put a contract on a house. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Great. So now the next step in the process is I'll actually have you, and are you buying the house alone or are you going to be buying it with someone?
With my wife.
Great. So what I'll do is, and what's your wife's name?
Tira.
Tira, great. So I'll have you, Zach, and Tira come into the office, and I'll make sure that set aside about an hour and a half time. What we're going to do is when you come in, we're going to go through a 70-point questionnaire. And in those 70 questions, we're going to find out what the perfect home looks like for the two of you, because we're buying one home, not two, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So once you guys come in, we're going to go through the questionnaire. Once we have that questionnaire filled out, we're going to take that information along with the pre-approval that you get, and we're going to go ahead and take that information and put it into our proprietary MLS system. That's going to allow us to generate a list of homes that's specific to your particular needs.
Cool. Great.
So once we have that, the list is going to be sent to you. Your job is to go through that list and to check off all the properties that you're interested in and click on the little heart button. That puts them in your favorites. The ones that you're not sure about, put those in the little light bulb button. And then the ones that you know you're just not interested in at all, let's go ahead and put those in the trash button, okay? Okay, great. So once we've done that, if you have more than 6 to 10 properties in there, what I'm going to have you do is you and Tara are going to drive around those neighborhoods and you're going to eliminate the neighborhoods you don't like. You're going to drive, no, I'm not living here, or, ooh, this is gross, or wait, this is way too far from work. Whatever it is, you're going to eliminate those properties that aren't going to fit for you. Okay?
Yeah, okay, sounds good.
Now, the reason for that is because buying a home is not a process of selection, it's actually a process of elimination. So what happens is, once we've identified all the properties that you're interested, we're going to start eliminating anything you don't like. First off, by throwing them in the trash can. Second off, by driving through the neighborhoods. The next step is once we get down to 6 to 10 properties, we're going to set up a time during the day to go out and look at them one after the other, A, B, C, D. And what we're going to do when we do that is we're going to compare A to B. Which one did you like better? I like B better. Great, let's cross off A. Did you like B or C better? Still like B better. Okay, great. So by the end of the day, we're going to have maybe 2 or 3 properties that you really think are going to be a good fit for you and Tira.
This sounds great, Alex. This sounds like a great way to do it.
Well, it's a great process and it's really efficient. What most of my clients find is when we go through this process, they actually find a home a lot faster than they thought they would. So it's a really great process. And so the first step is that we go ahead and get that pre-approval. Once you have that pre-approval, we'll get you into the office, we'll go through the buyer consultation, we'll set up the MLS search, we'll go out, we'll look at homes, we'll eliminate all the homes that we don't like, and whatever's left over, that's what we get to pick from.
Great. Okay. Well, great. I love it.
Great. So when would be a better time for you to come in? Monday at 1 or Tuesday at 3?
Let me look. Let's do Tuesday at 3.
Great. So I'll go ahead and put you and Tira down for Tuesday at 3. And before then, make sure you get the pre-approval. Because if we don't have the pre-approval by the time you come in, we're going to have to reschedule the appointment, okay?
Got it.
So after I get off the phone, I'm going to send you the list of lenders along with my contact information, and then you'll be able to get in touch with me, let me know if anything comes up in the meantime. And if you know anybody else that might be thinking about buying or selling, remember, I'm never too busy for your referrals.
Absolutely, Alex. Hey, thank you for your help.
Thanks for your time, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Definitely. Bye-bye.
So that's the buyer script. Now that's the first step in the process when I actually talk to somebody on the phone. The next step is to have them come in, go through the buyer consultation, write the actual buyer agency agreement, because that's really the purpose of all of this, is to get that agreement in place, show them some homes, write a contract, and get that property to settlement. So if you know anyone thinking about moving into or out of the DC metro area, especially somebody that's buying, make sure you refer them to me, Alex Saenger with Keller Williams Capital Properties. I'm never too busy for your referrals.